Welcome back to Mini Mayhem. I'm Vox, and Star Season 4 continues with Cornonation, the final mid-season finale of the show. Yeah, guys, we have no more mid-season finales. This was it. Everything beyond this will be the end of the series. And guys, I don't know if we're ready, but as always, we're gonna run through this episode for any Easter eggs, details, references you may have missed. Of course, if you have not seen this episode, go watch it, then come back. With all that said, let's dive in. So this title is a combination of corn and coronation, the latter of which is the official crowning ceremony of a monarch, and the first part being that one thing in Muni everyone loves eating. Marco hands out invitations of Eclipse's coronation to the monster from Butterfly Follies, the Spider Bite family, the Pigeon family, the giant monster that's appeared in several episodes since Marco and the King, the Bullfrog family, and the Assassin's Guild. While Babs still seems to be as sick as ever, Zakuro has appeared to have grown even more since the last time he was around. Both of his arms are now full-length size, leaving only his legs to grow back, though he's still lacking a gem for an eye and his robot arm. Star and Tom embark to Moon and River's yurt to invite her to the coronation, when Tom points out the typo on the invitation that causes it to read as Cornonation, and that Muni is the only dimension where that makes sense. Star is startled to stumble upon a village full of migrated humans that have all departed from Muni and New Monster Town, including Manfred, who's finally unpetrified following the events of Yada Yada Berries. Remember, Eclipse said he'll be fine eventually, but he must not be all too pleased if he joined this community of those who oppose Eclipse. After conversing with Moon, Star exclaims that after Eclipse's coronation, she's ready to move on and return to just being a normal teen, dropping the princess moniker for a moment. This could allude towards Star's return to Echo Creek, as she's putting these feelings out there after Marco informed her that he can't live on Muni forever. While I believe her need to be a normal teen is genuine, there's also more to it than meets the eye, a need to be near Marco at all times. As everyone gathers in the Monster Auditorium, we get a look at the behind-the-scenes preparation. Marco returns to his royal attire, though he questions if he should break out his meat blanket. You know, what he believed was his cape, but was River's blanket for meat? Then Star made him a new one, or at least added patches on it once he was knighted. Yeah, that meat blanket. Doesn't look cool, huh, Marco? It doesn't work with a hoodie, man. It doesn't, okay? Maybe drop the hoodie. Jenna's pestering Ruberia to perform covers of Love Sentence, the boy band Marco and Tom share a deep love for, and whose concert caused Star's jealousy to seep out towards Jackie. Memories. Star has spades decorating her dress, which serves as homage towards Eclipse. While Eclipse herself has spades in her dress, her moon-shaped earrings, which again could be a sign of respect and admiration towards Moon Butterfly, and a clover necklace, which could be illustrating how much she cherishes Meteora. Speaking of Meteora, she attempts to climb the walls the same way she did in Butterfly Follies, but loses her grip. Poor baby. We learn that a queen's coronation involves the queen performing a song, similar to how princesses have their song day, like in Face the Music. This could be a sign of maturity and taking on a new responsibility in Muni, going from someone performing a song about you to a queen performing a song of their own about their people, returning what was once given to her. Eclipse notices she has a broken guitar string and runs to the Monster Temple, while Tom suggests him and Star should go on a trip after all of this, which once again could set up a return to Earth. A trip in particular could be referring to the soon-to-come events of Beach Day. Star checks up on Eclipse, only to find Globgor's crystal in pieces, Globgor himself missing. Star assumes this was the work of Eclipse, but we as an audience are clued in that it's not Eclipse due to the chicken still having the string around their mouth. The last episode revealed that for Eclipse to use the crystal pulverizing spell, she has to remove the string from the chicken. No string, no liberation, so Eclipse is in the clear. Eclipse tries to warn everyone of Globgor being on the loose, only to be reprimanded by the Magical High Commission, who puts the Monster Auditorium under a state of emergency, imprisoning not only Eclipse, but Meteora. River prepares to Bog Beast hunt with Eddie, who was last seen as a victim of Meteora's rampage and tough love, when River and Eddie encounter Globgor. Star comes at the right moment, though she misunderstands Globgor's intentions and assumes the worst, chasing down the side shifter where we learn more of his abilities. Globgor has the strength to create powerful winds with his breath, not to mention he's very proficient in side shifting. Globgor releases Star from his grasp after River tells Globgor that Star is his daughter. It's that connection between a parent and a child that bridges together a chance for communication. Back at the Monster Auditorium, Marco and Tom carry the talent talent show by performing Too Little Too Late by Love Sentence, the song that has appeared 2 other times in the series. The first being a duet between Tom and Marco in Frenemies, after Tom tries to apologize to Marco for manipulating him. The second being in Just Friends, as Star leaves the venue after finding herself jealous at Jackie and Marco, the song echoing her mistake of restricting her feelings. Star brings Globgor to the people, causing Buttfrog to immediately remove Tom and Marco from the situation, as if Buttfrog recognizes that these 2 people are the most important men in Star's life, and that they're better off if they're not involved in the situation, allowing Star to handle this on her own to the best of her abilities. Eclipsa and Globgor have a heartfelt reunion in the midst of danger that breaks out into a battle that showcases even more of Globgor's abilities. The side shifter is strong enough to break out of the handcuffs and is able to manipulate the size of specific body parts, enlarging only his arms to combat against the High Commission. We also see that Globgor can combat with his tail, similar to Meteora and Conquer. All things considered, Globgor has sharp reflexes and a strong endurance, taking blows from the High Commission at various sizes, getting back up faster than they get him down. Globgor isn't the only one showing up, however, as Meteora manages to dip down and uses a form of her magic to destroy the cage she was imprisoned in. Just like Glosric being in danger thanks to Toffee, Meteora is able to recognize the threat that stands in the way of her and her father, empowering her. Ultimately, it's Meteora's involvement in the situation that changes the public perception of Globgor and Eclipse's family. Everyone's seeing how much Globgor loves and cares for his child, willing to surrender his own life to protect her. River comes to Globgor's defense, and I can't stress enough how important his wording is, referring to Globgor as that man instead of that monster. By saying that man was willing to stay in the crystal to keep his family safe, River is putting Globgor on the same level as a Mumin, as himself. Which is amazing development not just for humans and monsters, but for River himself. He was the one who was the most vocal against Eclipsa, against Globgor and monsters, being very distrusting of Eclipsa, being the one who persuaded Moon to leave Muni and to build a yurt. Now River is saying, forget all of that, he's a father. We need to treat him like one. This is similar to how Moon became accepting of Buttfrog and Pole Defender. It's the love a parent shows towards their children that causes humans and monsters to see eye to eye and to understand one another. And it's their children, the newer generation, that will be the deciding factor in Muni's future, as it's the children who live without prejudice. Shortly after, Star realizes Romulus was the one who freed Globgor, as it wouldn't have made any sense for Eclipse to release Globgor on her coronation day. Romulus admits to his involvement in everything. He wanted to prove that Eclipsa and Globgor are up to no good. If he set Globgor free, it would prove everything, right? Oh well, we all see how wrong that was. Eclipsa introduces the concept of democracy to the humans, although it boggles the minds of humans and monsters, who aren't used to making their own decisions. They're used to the monarch ways of one person making the tough calls for them. While Romulus is arrested for endangering Muni and incriminating both Eclipsa and Globgor, human and monsters finally begin to live in harmony, ushering in a new era with Eclipse's coronation. And while we close out on an intentionally cheesy, classic Disney ending, Sebastian flies over the auditorium, giving a sinister crow, reminding us that Mina Loveberry is still out there. And honestly, I was just waiting for it to pop up during this episode, but once the High Commission and Globgor started going at it, and I realized the episode was coming to a close sooner than later, I realized, oh no, Mina's going to be a long play. But does she really have the chops to be a final villain? I don't think so, but I am going to cook up a video on who the final antagonist of the season could be, as we begin to sprint towards the climax. I mean, Star only ends in, oh my god, 7 episodes! 4 weeks? We only have 4 weeks left of Star versus the forces of evil. What is going on here? But hey, Eclipsa and Globgor are finally liked by the general population of Muni. They're accepted. So I wonder what's gonna happen to Moon's little village. Are they gonna move back into Muni? Are we finally going to see peace? Are Globgor and Eclipsa going to stay in the Monster Temple? Or are they gonna move back to Muni Castle, as it was just abandoned? But I feel like now, everything should change. But then there's also the question of Mina Loveberry. necessary. Don't worry guys, we're gonna touch on everything. You don't want to miss any of our videos, so how about you hit that notification bell, huh? But what did you guys think of this episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did it meet your expectations? Did it not meet your expectations? Regardless, let us know why in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts at Roundtable Vids. And for my own thoughts, you can find me at OstricFox. We're also on Instagram. Help the Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us over at Patreon. Links to everything in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please throw a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. OstricFox, out.